All right, Anthony on Air podcast. Oh, back in the studio. Another episode. Jsabs here to start. Look how
What?
special this is. That's what I'm talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell is headed to prison. We'll talk about the prison she's going to and what Real Housewives star set an example for her heading into
Ooh.
said prison. How about that for a fucking tease?
Ooh.
R. Kelly sentenced. Giuliani loses the primary. Travis Barker hospitalized. Peen plane pick.
I'm waiting.
Roe v. Wade plus. Jsabs doesn't know about this story. We're going to be discussing the whistling scrotum.
Ooh.
All that and more on this episode. It's nice to have you here, Jsabs, at the beginning. Oh, look at you rocking out. I like it.
Rocking out with my out.
Did my Ghislaine tease not work? Because there was only one Real Housewife that was like sent to prison, right? Or was there more than one?
You gotta ask who for that. The lady who you just looked. Okay.
How many Real Housewives were sent to prison? More than one? There's one. All right, I blew it. It was Teresa, the one from Jersey.
Oh yeah, I did know about her.
Yeah. So she went to Danbury, minimum security. That's where her lawyers are requesting they send her for her 20-year sentence. That, by the way, also the basis for Orange is the New Black. Did you ever watch that show?
Yes.
A lot of lesbian prison sex on that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not pretty, most of it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, see, that's a biased opinion. I beg to differ. I say there's a couple of gems, a couple of diamonds in that muff. See what I did there?
Oh. Right? I hope that's not your mother that you're looking at right next to you.
No, it's not my mother. I did have this moment the other day where I go, would the members be into a podcast with my parents at all? I don't know. I think that would be disturbing, but
or all of our parents speaking about us.
Yeah, that would be something else. I think that would be fantastic. But I was just kind of like sitting there. I thought to myself, instead of talking to these animals, I could do a podcast and it would be less awkward than having to be like, real with them.
Oh yeah,
definitely. That was my thought. Anyway, so Orange is the New Black, Teresa Judas went there. And here's what I find interesting about this. This is why I bring up the Real Housewives. This is fucking fascinating to me. The New York Post spoke to a Jacqueline Polverari who did less than a year in the same prison. And she says, according to this person, who I think could be just looking for some fame here. But anyways, she says that she's gotten emails from women who wrote to say that they hear Maxwell will be coming to the prison and they're preparing for her arrival. Some are already requesting that they not be in their dorm, which is interesting because Frank and I talked about this the other day. Like, oh, what is she going to be in, her cell or whatever? They have like dorms. Like that's how the show was, where this is like a huge room and there's just a bunch of bunks. And
I don't like, honestly. As much as I like people, because I like people, you don't like people.
No, not really.
I could not be in a room with people like that. I'd rather be in solitary because you never know who's trying to, feed your clam. What?
All right, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you went to prison, this is what I was thinking about before. If you went to prison, how long do you think it would take for you to have prison sex?
8 days? I don't know.
8 days. Because I was thinking about this. If you sentenced me to 20 years, I could do 20 years without it. But if you gave me a life sentence, I might fall to the pressure. Like I'm saying, like I can hold out for it. I could do 20 years if I know there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Well, but if there's no shot, I mean, I don't know. What do you do?
Okay, well, what if there's a female prison guard?
Oh, that's what I would definitely try for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like Uncle Jamie kind of.
I'd go prison gay. I'd have what choice do you have? I mean,
Right.
eventually, I guess, but
I know.
I would definitely try and bang the prison guard. I
Yeah, me
think I
too.
could do it too.
You know what's funny? I thought that guy from Orange Is the New Black, the prison guard, I thought he was very cute. The young
Which
guy. The young guy that gets the girl pregnant.
yeah, it wasn't that I see now I thought that was a very interesting storyline.
Yes, but guess what?
But
He was cute. He was like, kind of nerdy. He reminded me of someone. And he turned up on a show on Netflix like a couple of months ago. And I was like, where do I know this guy from? I don't know where I know him from. Turned out he gained about 30, 40 pounds. And I I mean, he's okay now, but I couldn't like when you play someone just like where are they from? And it was him. I had to look up the guy. And then I'm like, that's him? Yep. I forget his name though.
I've had that. Yeah, I've had that happen.
I would still do him. Go ahead.
But if you're I mean, if you're the male guard in a women prison, I would imagine you're getting
It happens.
propositioned all the
Oh
time.
yeah. It definitely happens.
Like
Mhm.
if it's the other way around, it's predatory. But if it's a male guard and female prisoners, I feel like you're getting proposition, and that's got to be hard to turn down. Because I will say this about dating an inmate: there's no pop in, there's no surprise. You can go to Atlantic City for the weekend with your buddies, and she can't say shit. I mean, it sounds like fucking paradise.
You could go to bear exposure.
Yeah, you could
No
literally
one
do
will
whatever.
know.
Yeah, she's just there and has there's no say. She can't pass judgment. She can't be like, where were you? I was home. How do I know for sure? You don't.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine having a relationship with someone who is in jail. Like it's just way too hard. That's what she said. I know someone. Here we go. And
Friend of yours?
if LP was here, he would say, "Here we go. She knows someone. Trump sucks." I know someone whose husband got in trouble. He got blamed for something and he didn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Sounds legit.
someone in the car with him did it. Basically, they beat the out of a police officer
Well, that's not
that
good.
that pulled them. It was kind of like a road rage incident, and the cop was off duty, and the guy in the car with him beat the other guy. I mean, bad. And he took the blame for it, and he did not want to tell the truth because he feared for his family's safety. So he rather be in jail than have anything happen to his family. And it was a really sad thing, like, honest like and he was there, I know he's still in jail, obviously, but him and his wife are no longer together. So, that's tough. Like, how do you have a relationship with someone in jail? I don't know. I mean, I'll let you know in a few years, but I don't
Yeah,
know
I was
now.
gonna say you're definitely gonna get there with the amount of shit you're comping to on this podcast.
Oops, no names.
Yeah. But beyond like how like because I are you on the same line of where like you could do 15 years without having to get involved with anybody?
Yeah,
No,
sure.
you
No,
could
no, no, I ain't lasting.
you couldn't last.
No. No.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
How long could you last without having prison sex?
Brian, new merch shirt. I know someone. That is pretty funny, Brian.
That's true. Wait, I have a friend. No, it's got to be I know someone. I think my wife could go. My wife could do it. No, absolutely no. She could do
Oh,
it.
yeah, Paul, I like that. Yes. You think she could do it?
Yeah, I think she could. I think she could do life in prison without. As I think she screams people like more than me,
Mm,
and I think that would overcome any sort of urge
okay.
for sure.
Okay.
But I had
Sure.
that thought before of like I could do like 35 years without a problem. But if there was no hope of getting out, I think my mind would change. I think I'd catch a blowy, just close my eyes, that kind of thing.
That's it, easy enough.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
All right. So this is the thing about so I found that interesting that people are waiting for her already, which seems kind of suspect because I know they have like access to email, so it is kind of possible, whatever. But this I didn't know happened. You can, and supposedly Teresa Judas did this.
maybe I know
Like
this. Go ahead.
you can hire like protection. They call it a sponsor. You can hire somebody to watch your back before you get there.
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew
Don't
that?
don't ask me how I know.
Oh my God, Janine's husband is going to be murdered. She's already doing the research.
Yeah, right, sure. Exactly.
How the fuck did you? I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to like know somebody on the streets. I didn't know there was like a service you could go and find and like pay for somebody just to fucking watch out for you.
Oh, my grandfather used to play cards with John Gotti. All right, listen, I know people who know people who know people. I know someone who knows someone
Right.
who knows someone.
Wait, this happened to a friend of yours who paid to have protection in prison?
No comment.
Got it. I'm with you on that. That's fucked up. Now, supposedly, like she was like hated for this. Like they were like kind of gunning for her. So I guess you got to kind of pick the right person. And also, I think you got to pick the person who you know is going to be there for the rest of the duration of the.
Yeah. Excuse me. She got in trouble for tax fraud, right?
Right.
And how long was she in jail for? You know?
How long did Teresa Judas do in prison? A year? 18 months.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I also find it odd that you can send somebody who didn't pay their taxes to the same prison as somebody that helped run a global underage sex ring.
Welcome to America.
How are those two people serving time in the same location? Well, yeah, but I think Danbury is all minimum. I think that whole facility is all minimum. Now, that's not to say that she's going to go there. That's just where she's requesting to go. So she can go. Yeah, she's got to go to a federal prison. She can go basically anywhere. But I couldn't believe that you could arrange fucking protection and pay for it ahead of time. And
there's a lot of stuff you could do in this world, Anthony.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, you know who else served time there? Lauryn Hill.
Oh.
Miss
Ooh
Lauryn Hill.
la la la. It's the way that we okay.
I don't know where Martha Stewart went.
I was just gonna ask that too.
But Leona Helmsley also went to this prison. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
20 years. She'll get out in like 12, I think.
You think so? You think she's gonna get out early? Yeah, probably, right?
If she doesn't kill herself in 7 months. I'm giving it 7 months, but you know.
Well, how about this? R. Kelly's sentenced to fucking 30 years.
You remind me of my Jeep.
So 30 years for R. Kelly, only 20 years for Ghislaine Maxwell. How does that make any fucking sense?
I think personally that he was way worse than her.
You think way worse?
Did you ever watch the documentary on him?
So no, I did not. I didn't.
Girl, you better watch it. Like, okay, so I didn't really know much about what he did, like, you know, bits and pieces. And then when I watched this, I was like, you know, when okay, it takes a lot for me to feel icky, right? You know this.
Yeah.
I felt gross after watching this.
This is the Lifetime one?
I don't know if it was a Lifetime one or it was a Netflix one.
Which, by the way, is basically what took him down. Because
really?
He was living a normal life until that documentary came out, and then they started investigating again, and now Now he's going to serve 30 years in prison.
He kept a lot of women against their will, like, and that to me is like, I mean, if it was the guy from 365, okay, then it's a different story. But him
So
and
like
like
is it true that he like chained people up in his basement? Is that's what you think?
he also young girls, and obviously, Aaliyah, remember he was like engaged to her.
And wasn't she like 15 at the time or something crazy like that?
Yep.
Jesus.
Look what Brian wrote. Never that. Never that.
Jsabs felt so icky she stopped peeing in glass bathrooms. That'll never happen, right?
That'll never happen. But no, he is really, really like, you know what he does? He alienates people from like their whole entire life. Like I don't even know what the words are. What's that like? He's obviously controlling. Um, I think he does have like real mental problems. Like, yeah, he urinated in their mouth. That's disgusting. But he's just besides that, that was to me that wasn't even like the most disgusting thing. I think just the fact that he kept women against their will, he brainwashed them. Like he's gross. Watch the documentary and then tell me how ick you feel after that. But yeah, 30 years, definitely. Gross. Ugh.
But is it worth? I mean, again, I think he did a horrible thing, but he did it and did it for his own
Right.
pleasure. Whereas she ran a fucking ring. Like God know, like she like it's I don't know what's it like. It's like if you get arrested for taking drugs versus you're arrested for selling a for having a global drug ring. I think there's a difference there.
There is I don't know. I just think that what he did was worse. I don't know how to explain. She did it for the money. Was she wrong? Absolutely, but she did it for the money. So I could see where. And she didn't care. She has no soul either, but
Think she did it for the money,
oh yeah. Mhm.
like the lifestyle.
Yep. Hang out with all those people, all the celebrities, uh go anywhere she pleases. This guy had a hold on her too. What's his name? Epstein.
You think
Oh
so?
god. Oh god, I'm gonna kill myself tonight.
Everybody, well, that's what she said in her little thing, but everybody was like, you can't pass off the blame. These are your crimes.
This is true because I always say like you're responsible for your own actions. You can't blame stuff on other people. January 6th. But um he definitely had a hold on her for some reason. I but right. She in the end she had her own brain. I don't know why she did it. Maybe we could invite her on the show.
No, that would be something else.
Yeah.
That would be
So
great if we could get her. I think we'll take a backseat to 2020.
back door, huh?
There you
Okay.
go. All right. So R. Kelly going away for 30 years. Good for him. Good for Lifetime. Way to go. Documentary people, journalists. See, they can make a difference.
I wonder where he's gonna go.
Oh, I wonder where. I'd like to see him go to Danbury with all the fucking angry lesbians. Kick the shit out of him.
Woohoo.
Jumpstart Coffee Company, got to thank them. Proud sponsors of the show, of course. They've been doing a great job helping us out here at the podcast, providing us wonderful coffee to keep us going. And of course, providing half of their profits to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So if you're a patriot, you love the country, you love the freedom that's provided to you by our armed forces, make sure you support Jumpstart Coffee Company because, like I said, they're supporting the Navy SEAL Foundation in return. Link to purchase a bag of coffee, maybe sign up for a subscription where they'll send a bag to your house every month, 2 bags, whatever you need, in the description below. And of course, you can get the link over at anthonyonair.com. So make sure you guys grab that. And don't forget to use the promo code AOA15 to save 15%.
By the way, I have a Dunkin Donuts update for you.
Oh, we'll put Travis Barker hospitalized on hold.
Okay.
This is going back to I forget now. You were banned
Now,
from Dunkin' Donuts because of the pumps?
you were banned from Dunkin' Donuts.
That's
Uber.
right.
If y'all don't remember, 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, Anthony tried to order donuts through Uber,
Yes.
through Uber Eats for my brother. Anthony does not live close to me. He lives far away, but my brother does live close to me. So he punched in his address, and it turned out to be the same Dunkin' Donuts as the one I complained about, where a girl that was through the drive-thru was like horrific towards me and my husband. Like I thought it was a joke, right? And this was last year that I complained about it, and I emailed corporate. So, and then Anthony said the night that he tried to order the donuts, the guy from Dunkin' Donuts, the guy from Dunkin' Donuts called. You called him.
He called me to
He
say
called
stop
you.
ordering
Yeah,
donuts.
and he was real nasty, right?
Yeah.
Well, last week, Thursday night, I go through the drive-thru. And the guy who was like on the mic on the drive-thru was like a little weird. Like he was like saying these really weird things to me. And I guess he was a young kid joking around with his friend. Every time he said something, he would say Duncan right afterwards. Duncan, how can I help you? Duncan, like just joking around. Yeah,
Hmm.
right. I get to the window. He's like, you know what? This coffee's on me. And I was like, did they redeem themselves? And I was like, actually, I have a free coffee, so you can give me another one. And he's like, okay. And he gave me another one for free. So I got 2 coffees for free. So
Ooh.
they're not on my shit list anymore. Just
So
want to let you
that's
know.
it. You were bought back for basically 2 $4 coffees.
Correct.
Got got it.
Correct.
Understood.
I contemplated telling them, we talked about you guys on a podcast. And then I was like, no, just give me my coffees. I'm leaving.
Did he look like the type of a person that would stick a dozen donuts in a bag and a munchkin box?
1000%. There is no
Yeah.
doubt in my mind that this is the kid.
So if you remember when I ordered the donuts for Janine's brother and we put the photos up during the show or after the show, I forget what we did. So many people said to me, did they run out of donut boxes? Like, how is that even possible?
No.
And this idea of I know I'll stick the donuts, like what somebody said to me, what happened first? Did they start putting the donuts in the bag and realize they're out of room and they were out of bags and then went to the box or vice
Yeah.
versa? How did that work?
I
I don't
don't
even know.
I don't know. It makes my eye twitch. It makes my eye twitch thinking of what they did. Okay?
Yeah. I had to go. I had to travel yesterday and I was out of state. I was without my jump start. It was a very sad state of affairs. And I went to a Dunkin' Donuts because I was in Jersey. And what
Sorry about
else
that.
is there? It's Dunkin' Donuts, or you just scoop up some beach water and drink that and hope for the best. And I don't know what it is, but nobody can make a coffee right anymore. Like I
No,
was
you're right.
like it doesn't like it's they're not hard instructions. It's just I want this, like this many shots of espresso, this milk, give me 1 pump of the vanilla thing. I get 17 pumps of vanilla. It's like it tastes like I'm fucking, licking the candy man's dick. I don't understand how people
I
just
would
can't
like
put
that.
1
So
pump.
they probably did long pumps. What do you think?
See, this is your fault because all I'm just looking for a short pump. I'm looking for 1 quick pump.
And you have to tell them short pump. Short pump
Is that a
only.
thing? Yeah, but it doesn't
Yes.
give you the option like when you're ordering online. You just and I go 1. It goes first of all, when you pick like vanilla, it fucking goes to 4 right away. Who's getting 4 pumps of fucking vanilla? Oh my god, you don't I can't even stand it. I don't even know how you exist. I'm not gonna give you jumpstart anymore. You don't deserve such fine coffee. You have shit taste buds.
You shall not. Um,
And then I bump it down to 1 and I get a fucking,
Lung pumps. You got a lung pumped coffee.
tastes like Willy Wonka came in my fucking coffee.
Mmm, delicious.
I got my wife to say ew.
Ow.
Anyway,
Short pumps only.
speaking of, Travis Barker's in hospital.
I saw this.
Appendicitis. What does he have?
Pancreatitis.
Oh, pancreatitis.
I don't know if that's the correct way to say it, but
Now, does he really have this, or is he just trying to get away from the Kardashians?
he's probably trying to get away from the Kardashians because maybe he drank his own semen like his wife was instructed to do by their doctor.
What?
Yes. Because, they're trying to have a baby. And apparently on the show, she said the doctor wants her to drink his semen 3 to 4 times a week. To which he replied, I don't have a problem with that.
Wait, he has to drink her semen, his semen, or
No,
her semen?
she has to drink his.
Hmm.
I don't know. So I said maybe now he drink his own. Who
What
knows?
what kind of a fucked up doctor is this?
Well, I don't even know. His best friend.
I was gonna say, was it Dr. Mark Hoppus?
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy? What's his name? Is that his name? Hoppus?
Very good. Very good.
Thanks. That is fucked up. That is something that's like that sounds like a fucking frat prank.
I don't even know if they would do that. Do you think my brother would ever do that?
Drink semen? Yes.
Yes.
Wait, has he, or do you think he will? Because the answer
Will.
is still yes to both
Will.
questions. Yeah, I think he's drank semen, and will drink semen again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think your brother has drank semen.
All right. No glory hole, but
No,
definitely, yep.
yeah, wait, human semen or animal semen? Because then again, the answer to both would be yes. because because and that's not a judgment on him. There's just nothing that man won't do if he's got 3 cocktails in him. And that's the number, by the way. It's just 3 cocktails.
Right.
Yeah.
There is nothing he won't do.
Yeah. What
Have
is
you ever
this?
heard him say no? So Jumpstart Company is protecting Anthony. Yes.
I don't get that. What does that mean?
When you were talking about people protecting other people in prison.
Oh yeah, that would be, yeah. I'd reach out to the Jumpstart people.
Right.
What would you pay? I don't even know. I mean, I wouldn't even I don't even know what to do. Rhoda, at our Dunkin Donuts in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, there's an older lady who gives me coffee every single time I order tea and always screws up our order. We still go there. It
Oh,
blows my mind. Years later, we still go. Well, you're in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. I mean, is there an independent coffee shop in that area?
oh, she's probably like the sweetest old lady, but when you get here, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna get the wrong coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you ever get that? I have
Yes.
the guy at the deli who just can't get it right. Just can't. And you just see them and you're like, oh fuck me.
You're like, it's gonna be like messed up, and you're like, great. What do I do now?
Or you see the guy who puts all the extra meat on the sandwich and he's helping somebody and you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna get him. I think I'm gonna get him. And then the person he's helping keeps fucking ordering more shit. And
Yeah.
then you fucking get Stevie, the slow sandwich maker.
Oh,
Sucks.
you know what it is? It's like, okay. It's like when you get like a cold cutter, deli guy, and there's certain ones that just take hours to cut cold cuts. And they're not cutting it the right way for you either. I like my cold cuts very thin.
Yes.
And there's this one place that I go to that they have a few locations on Long Island. I think you know which place I'm talking to. It's not an ant, but it's an and if I get this one person, I immediately go into a bad mood. Like I'm in a bad mood for hours now because now I know my Cold cuts are gonna be horrible, and it's gonna take me I'm there for 20 minutes for 2 cold cuts, okay?
I
Get
hate
it
it.
together.
The place I go to, they wrap everything up again after they use it.
Oh,
So when they take the
why?
ham out, they slice it, then they have to go to the other side and wrap it back up in saran wrap all the way
Oh,
again. When you know somebody, it's like somebody's gonna come get ham in 2 seconds. The fuck you doing?
oh,
Like just let it go.
no, no,
Drives me
okay.
crazy. Travis has pancreatitis, which can be life threatening. He won't be doing any drinking in the future. They'll likely remove his gallbladder. Well, he probably did enough drinking for his lifetime
Right.
already.
Mhm.
Is he a sober guy now, or is he just, or he's not one of those people?
To tell you the truth, he was never really, like, a party guy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, not really.
Hmm.
I met him once.
Travis Barker?
Yeah, I did. I went, to a Blink-182, signing CD signing when they had CDs.
What is it?
Uh,
How old are you? Jesus Christ.
um, and he was, like, so nice.
Really?
He really was. They all were, but he was the nicest one.
You think he's good in bed?
Well, I mean, like, he has to be, right?
He's a drummer. He's got good timing.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do you think how much sex do you think they're having?
They have a lot. They can honestly, if you watch the show, which you don't watch the show, they can keep their hands off each other.
Is that right?
Yep.
Because I'm thinking like all right, it's new love, right? Plus, also, isn't it pent up love? Weren't they friends for like 20 years?
Yeah, I didn't know that until later on, but he moved supposedly he moved to where she lives around there because he wanted to get with her. You're like, really? And this is before they even started going out. So,
That's amazing.
mhm.
But also, aren't they like 50?
No. How old is he? She's 42, I believe. How old is he? Let's see.
And they
He
each have like 3 kids apiece, don't they?
he's 46 only.
He's 46
She
and they
has
got kids.
yep.
So they're definitely tired at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
They have a lot of sex. There's no doubt. But they do not have as much sex as one of the friends in our group, their her parents, if
Oh,
you know who I mean.
one of our yeah, one of the parents in our friend group fucks like I would say probably at least once a day.
Yep.
And they're in their 70s,
Yep.
right? 70s? Yeah,
Yep.
has to be.
There is no doubt in my mind. By the way, I oh my god, the things I was saying to him the other night, I, even I was surprising myself how funny I was. The thing
Hashtag modesty.
for those who don't know, it's like a running joke that I like think he's, cute and I
Right.
want to sleep
You
with him.
flirt with our friend's father.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Quick story. So it was the Star Legacy Golf outing the other night and they have, a bunch of raffles and there was a silent auction and one of the silent auction things was a trip. So the friend in our group, so her uncle actually came too. I don't know if you know him or not. It's her
Deanna's uncle?
mother's yeah, it's her
Okay.
mother's brother.
Okay.
And he was really funny. Kind of dirty, but really funny, right?
Old too?
Yeah. So
Oh
he's
man, you
like,
must have been like a
"No, no,
slug.
he wasn't my type." But
Okay.
he said to me, "How do I win the silent auction? Tell me what I got to do." I said, "Look at me. One night with that guy right there. Just one night." Then I said, "You know what? I don't even need one night. How about just 2 hours?" And I went, "You know what? Wait. Give me all night cuz I heard he could go all night long." I was hysterical laughing, right? But yeah, no. They Travis and Courtney definitely
All right, 4 times a week over or under?
wait for our parents' friends.
No,
Our
no,
friend's
no.
parent or no?
No, for Travis and Chloe, or whoever the fuck
Over.
he's over 4 times a week?
Yep. I'm telling you, they cannot. In the chat, if you've watched the show, please tell Anthony how much they are like just all over each other.
Jesus.
Yeah. So,
All right, for the rest of our group of friends, over or
oh,
under on average? I'm
oh,
going
under,
under. Yeah,
under,
right? Okay.
under.
I got nervous there for a second. I was like, way
Except
under.
me. Except me. Oh, Wayne the third.
I would put it
Wait,
I'd put that at 4, over under 4 for the month. Forget the week.
I know, right? With the lumps in our group. Hi, guys.
The fucking array of ugly men involved in this group. Yeah, but they fuck a lot for 70-year-olds. Okay, here's the other weird thing too. They have a son who we know, not that close, but we know, who looks exactly like the father, but no attraction to him because he's too young.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you
Correct.
and when, but something did.
He was actually getting a little red when I was talking about his dad.
About fucking his father? Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
And I said, well, no, I was more like talking about his parents having so much sex.
Well, didn't they just post a picture today saying there's one of these things is not a virgin or
Correct.
something? But they were holding a drink, but it was like a double entendre.
Correct. And then I posted it to our friend group, which I got no reply because I guess people in our friend chat is dead. Like everyone's just dead. That's
Yeah,
it.
nobody cares anymore.
Um, but yeah, funny.
Did I ever tell you this hysterical story about this particular gentleman that Jadid's talking about? When I used to work at CBS FM in the city, I used to take the in New York City, when you live, most people live in the 5 boroughs around, or the 4 boroughs around New York, right? And a lot of people take the train in, but some people who don't like the train, yours truly, take they have like a, what did you call them? Like, it's not just like a bus, but it's like
It's an express bus.
yeah, it's like a luxury bus though. Like
Yeah.
it's like a coach bus, I guess you would say.
Right.
So I used to take that in, and he worked for a company in the city too. And on occasion, we would be on the same bus together. And him and I like hung out. Like we like, he was in our little like card group at the time and all this shit. So like we knew each other fairly well. And I'll never forget, like, the first time I got on the bus with him, I was like, oh, hey, Tone. His name is Tony, no surprise. I go, hey, Tone, yeah, how's it going? It's good. He looked me right in the eye. He goes, I don't fucking talk to people in the morning. He goes, you can't sit with me.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, swear to God. Swear to God. He goes, yeah, I don't talk to people in the morning. You can't sit with me. I was like, I felt like Forrest Gump. I was like, all right, I'll just go fucking,
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah. And we would be on the same bus all the time. And he would be like, move along, fella. I don't want nothing to do with you. It's like, I got my morning routine. I fucking read my paper. He's like, I can't be bothered with your ass.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to have to abuse him now for that
Yeah, that's
next
true.
time.
It is fucking true. All right, where do you want to go next? The peen plane pick or the whistling scrotum? Still both genitalia you're interested in, Jsabs.
The peen pick.
All right, well, this one's yours. You got this story. Go ahead.
Oh my God. First of all, don't ever airdrop a picture of your cock to anyone.
That's a
Okay?
risk. It's a risk texting a cock pic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this guy on a plane, you're going to have to see where they were going because I don't remember.
Okay.
He airdropped a picture of his penis to everybody on the plane. And how they caught him was on his iPad, they saw the airdrop open. So it was a girl on TikTok, and she blew him up. And I think he was arrested when they landed because that's apparently not a good thing to do. I don't know.
Well, yeah, well, if you got a fucking 12-year-old with an iPhone, you're in a lot of trouble then.
Right. I'm dying to see the picture. I haven't been able to get it. Okay.
Oh, is that, you want to see the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, what
Because he
is
was
that?
not young.
What? Because he was not young. What is that? Because I feel the same way. It's like when you go to see like a celebrity naked, you can
Right.
see any penis. What is so intriguing about this one?
I'm curious because he's old. How he shot it, what angle, is he holding it? That's what I wanna know.
Wait, did he take the photo on the plane or there was like
No,
a previous? Okay.
I don't think so.
My question still stands because it'll be the same thing too. Like we can see any sort of pornography, but when it was Pam Anderson's porn tape, we all risked our computers to fucking
Right,
download that thing.
exactly. Look what Brian wrote, "I'll airdrop you the pic, Jsabs."
Give out your
Did you
number, Jsabs. Put make your phone discoverable. Let him send it over to you. That's nice.
Well, let me ask you something. We might have
Yeah.
talked about this. Have you ever seen someone's picture that you know I know some girl sent you a picture, but she did it on purpose, correct? Did you
Yes.
ever scroll through someone's phone though, or their camera and see something that you weren't supposed to see?
Yep.
Oh, really? Whose? Oh
Um
God.
let's I'll make this one vague. But I was about to tell another story that lost my
Oh, you lost it. That's
when
what
you
she
said
said.
about the person who sent me the picture. Oh shit. Maybe I'll get back to it. Um Family member went away on vacation, came back, was showing photos, was just flipping through
Get excited.
the photos and flipped and there was a topless photo.
And this person's related to you?
Yes.
Oh god, awkward.
And it wasn't just me. It was me, I think my mother, and I don't know if my father was looking at the photos at the time. I think it was just me and my mom, and she was flipping through the photos and topless photo.
Oh, oh god, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. Um, okay, once a few years ago on Facebook, this girl I know, this guy that she knows that I kind of know, he accidentally uploaded a picture of his penis. And she messaged, she's like, Janine, are you seeing this? And I was like, oh, and he took it down almost immediately, but he was, and people saw it.
Like
People saw
publicly,
it.
like posted it like a
Yes.
public picture.
Yep.
That's fucking embarrassing.
And then also, now this is where it gets like, which I probably told this already. Years ago, not my family member, but my husband's family member gave me a camera to look through to show me pictures of a party that we all had been to. Okay, I'm scrolling back, scrolling back, scrolling back. I see her husband's penis on the camera. And it was like him holding it.
Oh god.
Wait, and then there was also like another one where it was just there, like, and I've never tried to get off something as fast as I could. And I was like, now in my mind, I'm like, do I go back to the beginning of the party or do I keep going to the end? Like, so I was like, oh, here you go. I'm done. She's like, wait, how'd you know you're done? And I was like,
Oh, so she had no idea that you'd seen his penis.
oh, she still doesn't know. But the way she said it was like, wait, how'd you know that, like, you were done? And I'm like, fuck, she knows I saw his cock. Like, take that cock pick off.
Yeah.
Take it off. So now when I see him, oh, what the funniest thing is, right? I'm like, I told Gaetano right after, I'm like, I gotta tell you something after this. And he was like, okay. So as soon as we get in the car, I make sure no one's around. I'm like, I saw Pink's penis. And he's like, what? He's like, how? So I was like, on the camera. And he's like, you saw his penis on the camera? And I was like, yes. And he's like, how'd you know it was him? I'm like, I know it was him. Okay.
That's fucking awkward. She had to know that you. Well, she had to discover after the fact, don't you think? That's
I
awkward.
mean, it was literally cock in hand. Oh, next one is a party picture. Why would you keep that on there? I don't know, man. Very awkward. Very awkward, okay? I mean,
You
not
know
that
you're
awkward for me.
you know you're done looking at pics when you see the penis pic. How do you know you were done looking at the pictures? Well, when a cock appears, usually that's a sign that it's
Yeah, I don't
over.
even know why she would ask me that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's awkward. Now there's this thing just hanging out there.
And this is like, I want to say, actually, I know exactly when it was. It was a week before my bridal shower. So it was back in 2006. So it's a long time.
So it's been 6 years. You've been now. When you see him, do
Automatically see the cock.
you automatically see the cock, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I will
So
say this: a girl flashed me once. It was like a college thing. Every now and then, her picture will come out, or somebody I know will like share a picture of her, and I just instantly just see her tits. I just
yeah. Yeah,
never
dude.
forgot it.
Never. Never.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Probably
So
because it was
weird.
the first pair you didn't have to pay for.
That's what it was. It was the first pair I didn't have to pay for. It's driving me crazy that I can't think of what I started thinking about when you brought up
Oh,
the naked girl, and I fucking it's driving me nuts now. What were we talking about just before that? Seeing a naked.
so did you ever see someone's pictures that you weren't supposed to?
Yeah,
Like,
did
and
you
they
ever
come.
see oh, so just a friend, but you ever see a family members?
Well, not mine personally, but my husband's family. That
Nice.
person, that cock is related to. It's not who you think it is, but
Why is the fact that he was holding it so fucking funny to me? I don't. It's like I don't know. I don't think I've ever sent I'm holding my penis picture.
guys do that. Let me tell you how I know because I've gotten like 10 of them. No, just kidding. Only 5. How I know is because my friend who was on Grinder all the time would get pictures all the time of guys holding it
Hmm,
all the time.
that's interesting.
Yep.
I had this guy. I used to work with this gay disc jockey who was on one of the other stations, and I was bragging one day because some woman sent me a picture of herself, and he was like, oh, okay, and then he like went on the air. I think he must have alluded to it or something, and then he got like 4 dudes like picture, and I was like, all right, I'll shut up. I can't win that battle with you.
No. No.
But yeah, airdropping a dick pic is fucking dangerous as shit.
Right. But
It
how
really
funny.
is.
If too bad I wasn't on that plane because I would have been like hysterical. Like, you know, when girls get mad when they get like these dick pics, I would have been fucking hysterical. I would have. Mm, I think that it would have been probably one of the funniest moments of my life, or I would have made it somehow funny. Sorry.
I fucking I don't even really fucking my wife and I we don't really. I mean, it's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I I will say this, I delete it now faster than ever.
Yeah, of course.
I
Of
just
course.
can't have it on the fucking kids and all the
No.
fucking people are always looking at your phone and shit.
Well, that's why it's always like, "Oh, you here, let me show you a picture." Oh, I'm holding it when I'm showing you my pic. Don't even try to take away my phone from me, okay?
That's fucking true. All right, let's go with the guy with the whistling scrotum. This is one of those great fucking headlines. Um, an unidentified 72-year-old man who had heard hissing has been diagnosed as the first person in the world with a quote whistling scrotum.
Hmm.
This is according to a new study published in the American Journal of Case Reports. The man, out of breath with a swollen face, was rushed to his local emergency room complaining about this bizarre condition. An X-ray of the man's chest revealed that he had excessive amounts of air floating within his body, causing his lungs to collapse. If left untreated, this would have permanently damaged his heart and lung function, potentially leading to death, the doctors reported. Later, the primary source of the man's strange whistling was discovered to be an open wound on the left side of his scrotum.
Oh,
The injury left over from testicle surgery to reduce swelling 5 months earlier allowed some trapped air to escape.
I
Could
I
you?
I couldn't imagine because I don't have a pair of nuts, but you do.
Would you, if you could sign up for a government program where you get a dick for like 5 days, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't sign up for that? How could you not?
I don't know. I always wondered what it would be like to have one
To have a dick?
or
It's
a
pretty good.
whistling scrotum.
It's pretty good. I'll tell you what, nobody tells us we don't
The
have a
fir
government telling us what to do with it. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I'll tell you one thing before we go into that. I would
Yeah.
definitely the first thing I would do is take a picture and
And
drop it on
airdrop
the
it.
plane.
All right, Roe versus Wade. What happened? You got in a lot of trouble?
Okay. I posted something. Now, we were not here Friday. I actually had a party and you didn't want to do the show, so you didn't do it. That's
Right.
when the Roe versus Wade decision came out.
Fuck those people, I think is what I said.
Yeah, something,
Yeah.
and then Frankie did a very up close, almost too up close video, which we need to work on that.
I like when he's
Um,
all intimate. He was fucking
yeah,
drinking.
yeah. You know what it was? It was flat Coke with ice in it.
I don't know. That motherfucker likes to hit a whiskey every now and then. That
Get that
Metallica
whiskey
whiskey.
dick.
Yeah.
So obviously, the news came out that it's up to the states to decide if it is legal or not with certain circumstances. And like I've said before, I am pro choice. Um, Frank found that very hard to believe because he considers me a Republican, which I do not. But so somebody wrote something on Facebook and it got me, I don't want to say angry, but it was very ignorant. So they wrote like, wait, oh now people who want to have 30-week abortions now they can't. And I was like, first of all, that does not happen. You cannot just go into a doctor's office at 30 weeks and say, I want an abortion. It it just doesn't happen. I have friends, and this is really true. I have friends who are OBs, and even they've like said like that's never actually happened.
Mhm.
Um when when if people have 30-week abortions, like it's not because they just don't want the baby anymore at 30 weeks. Like that is just like no, doesn't happen. So somebody said this and I was like I kind of have to school people because the drug that I took so everyone knows that I had a stillbirth at 36 weeks pregnant. And when I found out, I was in the doctor's office and I said like the first I wanted to be open about it too because I said the first thing I thought was like how do I get this baby out of me because the thought of carrying like a dead baby inside me was like too much and I just wanted it out of me. And they were like, "Well, you could go home and you could kind of just wait for it to happen, but we can't guarantee that something won't happen to you." like bad, or you could go to the hospital and start a drug that will will induce you. So this drug, because then I started to read an article about this drug that they're trying to ban, this very drug
That you
where,
took.
that I took.
Mm.
It's it just, and this is like girl talk. It just opens your cervix.
Let's do it, girlfriend. Let's get into the girl talk. I'm here
It just
for you.
opens your cervix. So it is used for early abortions. It is used to induce you when you are pregnant, but a lot of doctors don't like to use it because it's very strong and it could happen way quicker. And a lot of times when people take this drug, they have to have a C-section, and doctors don't want to have to do that. Most anyway. So I opted to take this drug, and so now if it is banned in certain states, then people who obviously know that their baby died, they won't be able to use this drug. So they're going to have to take other drugs that take way longer and make the process way longer than it should be. So I wrote the status. I don't know if you even saw it or not. Probably not, because you don't care what I write on Facebook.
No, I blocked you years ago.
So I wrote the status and I said, I just said like the name of the drug. And then I'm like, you probably never heard of this. If you have, I'm sorry. But here, I want to explain. So I wrote about it and then said nothing political at all. Not at all. And I guess 70 comments later,
Wow.
yeah, some people, well, just really just one guy who said, he kept going back and forth. He was like, I'm pro choice, but um if you don't want to have if you don't want to have a kid, then you shouldn't be able to have whatever he said. It was going back, like he still did not get what I was saying.
Mm.
And uh, it was terrible. It was terrible because like it's like you still don't get it. You still don't get it. And then like some of my friends started commenting and he was extremely rude to them. And I'm like, "Why do you know how like so this is then he started with and you know how I feel about the Vex schmack scene. He started with for the same people who say that they're okay that they're not okay with this are okay with the vaccine. And I'm like, you know how I feel about it. But that's not the same thing. We're not talking about that.
One
I
has nothing
believe
to do with the other. Yeah.
I believe you should not tell anybody what to do with their body. But we're not talking about that right now. So a lot of people got upset with him. So, but it's just like I did not I and I did not make it political one bit. And this guy had to, and I'm like, "Can't you just read what I wrote? Can't you just read what I wrote?" And like, I'm stating facts. I'm not giving you like my opinion. I'm giving you facts. Like, and that's what I think a lot of people who don't believe in abortion, and that's okay. I don't really, I'm not gonna, that's your beliefs, so I'm not gonna disagree with you, but they don't know the facts. They don't know that like you just can't go into a and say, I don't want the baby anymore at 30 weeks. Like that, like I said, it doesn't happen. Now
Right.
there's instances where you find out later on, 20 weeks, 22 weeks, 25 weeks, that your baby has certain conditions or like mutations that the baby's not going to make it. Um, and it might be stillborn or it might be born, but then pass away or have these horrible things happen to them. So that is a very tough decision. But I don't think that should be your decision. It should be my decision. And that's how I just feel.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you have somebody who doesn't, let's say, doesn't come from wealth or have the means, and now the doctor's telling them, look, the baby's going to need a lot of care, or, they may live a painful or miserable 6-month existence. What do you how could you put a child through that?
Mhm.
That's a tough fucking call. I mean, we know a couple of people, not me, but my wife more so knows like a couple of people that, have had kids that are like, and they don't make it and you lose them
Right.
at, I mean,
Mhm.
losing them at any time is rough, but at 6 and 7, after they've just been battling their whole life and they can't have a normal childhood like other kids and shit,
Right.
it's like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
For what?
But
You
yeah. But that's the thing though. Like a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of people, but certain people do think that people just can just go in there and just do it. You can't. You can't just say at 7 months, I don't want this. That's it. Like, just think of the logic. Like, that doesn't make sense, first of all. And no, you can't. Like, so I worked at my own OB's office, which had 3 to 4 doctors in each shift, 40 patients per doctor. So I saw a lot of people, a
It's
lot
a
of
lot of
people.
vaginas.
That is a lot of vaginas. Um, and it just, I'm telling you, it just does not happen. So that's why I get like, no, people, let me just school you for a minute because you think that's what it's about, and it's not. It's not. So, but yeah, this this person went. And then the best thing is, wait, this is the best thing. He writes all this stuff, and then about the schmack sheen, and then he says, according to the CDC website, the number one reason why women have abortions is you can't say what? Am I in bizarro world?
Right.
No. No. Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
because it's not even about that. Because not even one woman should have to, deal with any sort of obstacle
right.
in that instance.
I
Listen, I don't get it, and it feels like a really strange time.
yeah. But then today I listened to another schmodcast
Oh my goodness.
and this guy said, and he's like, is it maybe this decision should not be a federal thing. Maybe it should be a state thing. Maybe it should be. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know enough about those certain kinds of laws, like, you know,
No, it
because
shouldn't be.
you don't think it should be? Like, because if you say nobody can have it anywhere, then that's fucked up. But then if you leave it to states, then some people will travel to other states, but then some people don't have the means to do it either. So I don't know. I don't know what's right.
You just said it right there. Some people can't fucking hop on a plane to fucking,
Right.
you know, to go have
Right.
something like that. If you're in Texas and you're surrounded by fucking 6 other states, if you have to get on a plane to get it, what's the point? What are you
Yep.
doing?
Well, Gary just wrote something. He said, I'm 63 and I never met anyone who was pro abortion. So, this kid who wrote this to me on my Facebook, he called me. He said, I can't believe you're on the side of the abortionist for what you went through. First of all, is that even a fucking word, bro? Okay. Second of all, I'm trying to like explain like why this like it's a bad thing and this drug is going to be banned because of people like me who are going to go through this, and now I feel for them cuz now their experience is going to have to be drawn out and longer than it should be.
Yeah.
So, that is messed up.
Somebody wrote in the chat for you. I think maybe it was D. Similar situation, but they made D. So they lost the person they lost the baby at 7 months and had to carry it to full term.
Yep.
I mean, I can't imagine.
Um so there is certain places where they will not perform. So Believe it or not, Diana was considered an abortion in medical terms.
Was that right?
Yes. Um, Stillbirth is a medical term, but it's not the true term of what happened. So they call it a spontaneous abortion. So, and every state is different with abortions, like what week you can actually do it to. Some places don't go more than 12 weeks, some places 20 weeks. Um, I think the norm is 12 weeks though,
Mm,
or even less. So that's what I'm saying when people say, "Oh, they can just go get one at 30 weeks." No, that's not how it works. Um, I had a friend who she lost her baby at 40 weeks. She did not want to have the baby naturally. She begged for a C-section. She did, and so she got the C-section. Of course, she gets pregnant, and what happens? The sac implanted inside the C-section scar, which is a rare thing to happen.
holy shit. Yeah.
Right. Um, she had to she had to um take that pill. She had to do it because the baby it can't survive. So I think
Right.
it was like 8 weeks that she had at that time. But it's like, she had to, because there's no way to actually take there's a few ways you can have an abortion. One is taking a pill. One is something called like a D&C and a D&E. But she couldn't do the other two ways. She had to take the pill. So crazy.
Wait, what about the H in V? Is that
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that Diana was technically an abortion because my dad told me that I was technically an abortion mishap. He
Oh
said,
well.
yeah. He said to me, he sat me down as a 4-year-old and said, never go to a back alley doctor, son, because look at what happened to me.
No.
You're
I
here.
mean, you've seen Dirty Dancing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I have seen Dirty Dancing. My wife makes me watch it every week.
Right. Deb is correct. If there's something wrong with the baby and a woman's body expels the before prior to 21 weeks, there is no life-saving procedures performed. This is correct. So, um, if a baby is, and I think it's 22 weeks, if a baby is born at 22 weeks, they will not try to do anything to the baby because there's nothing that could save them, which is crazy, right?
Mhm.
That they don't do anything at all. But just because there's so many things underdeveloped that nothing will work.
So does it I mean, having gone through what you went through, does it anger you to see this cuz it's almost like backwards? Am I making sense? Like it's
No. Get
it's
go ahead.
you're everybody says, "Oh, we're going backwards," but you're talking about complicated and difficult medical procedures and decisions and special circumstances and things that happen, and yet I feel like we were, like when you talk about this, I always feel like the medical professions weren't up to where they should be for you. And now I feel like we're rolling it back even more for women's care. Doesn't that piss you off even more?
Well, yeah, I mean, I learned a lot about it obviously after it happened to me. Just women's care is not
Where it should be.
where it should be, up to par. And I think I've said it on here, my health insurance, and I had good health insurance. They technically don't cover an ultrasound for the first trimester. Um, for the first one, like, when you go and you're for your first appointment, you're 8 or 9 weeks. Um, you have to get approval for it for an ultrasound, and also this is it's not covered. It's I forgot what they considered it, and I had good health insurance, like one of the biggest companies. So, how is that even possible? How do you know that there's not something wrong with how do you know that there's not something wrong if you can't see it?
Yeah,
That's the problem.
that's fucked up.
Yep.
That's fucked up. Especially when these insurance companies are fucking raking in dough like crazy.
Yep.
It's fucked up. I
That's
saw
who really that I blame. They're the biggest crooks. They
the
really are.
insurance, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But and you know what it is? They are the evil behind all of us. They're buying off politicians like every other fucking special
Yep.
interest is what happens. But I saw AOC and the fucking Texas guy, Abbott, the governor of Texas, got in like an entanglement because he was saying that the law that they're passing now in Texas would permit you to get an abortion within 6 weeks. And and AOC kind of shot back at them and she was like, there's got to be something fucking wrong with you. You cycle every 4 fucking weeks. So you're talking about you could be 2 weeks late for a bit. So you could be well beyond that 6-week most of the time you're way beyond that 6-week threshold before you
Yep.
even realize you're fucking pregnant.
Right.
So it's like they wrote these things like spitefully to make it seem like they were not being totally closed off to women's care, yet it realistically really kind of is, which is even more sort of
Right.
maniacal.
And they don't even do any testing on the baby until like a really serious ultrasound until 12 weeks. So, how are you supposed to know
Yeah.
if there's something wrong? You don't know if there's something wrong. And then the big ultrasound, like the biggest ultrasound is at 20 weeks. And that's where they measure everything. They could see like if everything's on schedule. And once again, they could see if there's like any abnormalities. So, hello.
I never made one
Sorry.
of those 20-week ultrasounds, got hammered drunk both times.
Well, don't blame you.
Yeah, I got fucked up.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Not my baby, not my problem. That's what I told my wife
Right.
all the time. I said, if you want me to take care of this child, you better bring me on Maury and get a fucking thing going.
Whoop, whoop. So, yeah. So it caused a huge thing. And I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
oh,
should you even really be having an opinion? You can't decide if you can have a baby or not. So should you be allowed to think and
right.
voice that opinion?
But honestly, it wasn't even an opinion. It was just, here's the facts. There really was not even an opinion. It was just like, here's the facts. This drug is going to be banned. Look at what I went through. I don't want it to be more drawn out for women who are going to go through this.
Right.
Hello.
Now, how does it feel to make you see something? I like this name, by the way, Proud European American. I don't even know what that means. Is
But,
that an American living in Europe?
um,
Is that an American that's got to go number one all the time? I'm not entirely sure. But in the middle of your wonderful, which by the way, you're getting a lot of appreciation in the live chat. So,
oh,
so much so that I'm getting jealous and not putting it on the screen. I'm here too, people. What the fuck?
right.
But he says Trump 2024. Now, how does that make you feel? Because our very favorite Trumpy Trumpkins did put 3 of the justices on the court who all essentially lied and said they would leave this thing alone, and they reversed it. Does that upset you at all?
I don't blame Trump. Um, I don't even blame the judges because I believe that yeah, I don't think it's a political issue, but I believe that people try to make it a political issue. I really do. I also believe that there are Republicans who are pro choice, but say that they are pro life because they feel like they have to.
They got
Do you
to
know
get
what
the
I mean?
votes. Yeah, we 100%.
And
Can I just address that before you finish your point?
go ahead.
Everybody is exactly that. Nobody wants an abortion,
Right,
but everybody wants the option if
right,
it's necessary.
right.
There's if you're and I hate to say this because I'll upset a couple people, if that's not the way you think, then you have some issues.
Yep.
Because That's just human nature, you
Right.
know. That's just the way it is. If you're like, oh no, the mystery man in the sky and the 4,000-year-old book tells me it's bad, and so that's what I believe.
Well, that's another thing too.
I'm sorry, but you're incorrect. I know that's your beliefs and that's how you were
Right.
raised, but incorrect.
Now, I will say that there are people on each side of the pro-choice, pro-life that are extreme and are wrong.
Hmm.
Well, not wrong, but they're just extreme and like obviously I don't agree with them. But um like I said, people make it political. There are Democrats who are definitely pro life, but then we'll say they're pro choice. So like I said, on each side,
Yeah.
there's a lot of liars in this world. That's it.
There's a lot, but I mean, there's no, like, again, I'm not trying to rope this onto Trump, but because it's not even Trump, because I feel like any Republican would have done the same thing that he did.
Exactly.
They
It's
put
true.
the three conservative justices on there, and all three of them lied to Congress during their what's the word I'm looking for? Confirm. What do they call it when they confirm a
You're asking me? Come on.
whatever. I'm fucking, my mind's mush right now. Um, and they all said they wouldn't touch it because it was law of the land. There was precedent. There was all this and that. I even saw a news organization dug up a clip of Clarence Thomas when he was going for his hearings, and he said the same thing back in 76 or 78, whenever the fuck he got uh confirmed. So, it's crazy to me. I don't understand how, for him to have a change of heart. Okay, I get it. It's 30 fucking years, 40 years, whatever the fuck. These people, some of them are a year in, and they just fucking said they weren't going to switch shit.
Yep.
Confirmation. Thanks, Miss Justice. And yeah, here they are, like they fucking couldn't wait to do it.
Yeah, very odd.
You know what bothers me the most? It's going to go back to normal.
Yep.
You know, it's going to become a thing. There's just no way it doesn't. It's just the logical choice. It's the same way weed's going to be legalized. It's just the next logical, gambling and all this stuff. It's just the next logical step. You can see the progression of people. It's just, I feel bad because it's going to take fucking God knows how long, and how many people are going to have to suffer through whatever the fuck to do this.
Right.
I saw a doctor the other day go, I'm not stopping. I don't give a fuck what the laws are. If somebody
That's
needs
it.
care, I'm going to give them care.
Right.
What are we going to start doing? Go out and arresting these people? And
Right.
I mean, it seems
Well,
crazy.
that's the thing. Like people believe that women who get abortions that they only want to get one because they're using it as a form of birth control. Now, don't get me wrong. There are women who do. I'm sure that they do.
Yeah.
That is not the majority of women. Sorry, it is not. There's so many different reasons, and that's why it's just annoying because it's like people just have tunnel vision, and it's like no, you gotta read a little bit and educate yourself because that's not it. That's not it. People mention ectopic pregnancies. Yep, because if that is left inside you, you're gonna die. So I my neighbor next door, not here, from when I lived in Queens, she tried for 10 years to get pregnant and couldn't. Had a adoption line set up in her house, like a phone separate. She got pregnant and it was an ectopic one. And she had to take this pill. She had to take a pill to expel it from her body or else she would have died. So yeah, people don't want to have them. Well, certain people don't want to have them, but that's what I don't get. Like, just listen, people.
Hmm.
Listen.
Um,
That's it.
Thanks to Deb, Clarence was nominated during George H.W. Bush. So it wasn't in the 70s.
Oh,
It
okay.
was in the 90s. So my apologies there. I saw some footage. It looked like it was from the 70s. You ever look at old footage of the 90s now and it looks like it's fucking ancient? And you're like,
It
fuck.
looks like it's from the 70s.
Yeah, it's creepy as shit. Hate it all. All right. I gotta go.
Me too. There's ice cream calling my name because the subject's giving me a headache.
All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys all for watching or listening. Make sure you join and become a member. Members only area is open for you right now. We'll be back on Friday. Big merch drop. Hopefully Frank will be back. That'll be nice.
Right.
Frank's got some merch to drop. And that's that. We'll catch you then. Links and info up at anthonyonair.com.